Well, we're at the 2nd of July, and I wanted to come out and take a look at my tomato plants, which are doing remarkably well. This one's about almost 6 feet high here. It's about 5.5 feet high. The rest of them are about 4 feet high. And what I did differently this year is I dug a hole and I put a handful of processed chicken manure. That's aged chicken manure, not the hot stuff. And I put it down the bottom of each of these holes, and then I mixed it in with the dirt. But above and beyond that, there's sort of a hugelkultur type of a environment here, where down underneath the soil I have about 2 feet of wood chips with the topsoil on top of it. So this area actually retains the moisture a lot better, and the wood breaks down into beneficial microizae that aids in root development. And so far the tomatoes are doing quite well. It's still early, but I see a lot of little tomatoes are forming down in here. Some little ones over here. Oh, there's some nice ones down over there. Don't know how long it'll be before they start turning red. It still hasn't gotten too hot yet. Oh, there's some nice ones down here. I like it. We've got a lot of tomatoes growing in here. So this is also my experimental bean pole, and I've got some climbing beans. I have different types of climbing beans going up here. Unfortunately, I had an invasion. I had some rabbits get in here, and they nipped everything all down because the beans were way up here. And so they're still alive. I'm going to keep them watered. I'm going to keep my fingers crossed. We'll see what happens. I did some soybeans down here as well. And darn, if those rabbits didn't get those also. So I put a little bit of this, shade cloth down here. We'll see what happens. Not shade cloth, but bird netting, and hopefully it'll keep them going. Unfortunately, I got a tomato that popped right through. It's a wild one, so I'll lose that guy. Anyway, this is my experimental garden, and it's doing really, really well. We've got a couple other tomatoes over here, which I also put a scoop of the chicken manure on, and those are doing quite well. We have some tomatoes over on this side of the yard that are doing terrible. These were not planted with the chicken manure. I can see a couple of little cherry tomatoes coming up over there, and there's one over on this side here. They're just not doing well at all. So 1, 2, 3, all 3 of these, maybe they're not getting enough sun as well, but they're just barely limping along. I can't tell you enough about the chicken manure as my chief fertilizer for my garden. Good stuff, really, really good stuff. Also, once again, 2nd of July, and it's getting too late for the peas, but boy, I tell you, they're still pumping them out. I'm going to let a lot of these go to seed now. I've been eating a lot of the peas. There's 2 different types of peas in here, actually. There's the snow peas, and there's another type of pea that I'm not quite sure what it is. Sandy planted some, and they're a little different than what I put in. But we're still getting a lot of peas out of these. It's a little late for this crop, but hey, I'm not going to complain. Sometimes experimentation is the way you find out, and it has been an unusually cool year. It hasn't been as hot as it normally is, so we're getting away with planting some crops that we normally wouldn't have. So don't be afraid to try things differently. Try continuously planting stuff.